So y'all know about spiritual ego, right? How it's like a phenomenon where when you are stepping into a space where you are embracing a more spiritual led path, you're tapping into your spirituality, you are discovering what spiritual practices work best for you. Sometimes you're dippling and dabbling in a whole bunch of things, and you can develop this sense of, I'm better than regular people because I'm a spiritual person. I'm better than them because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You're beneath me because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You've seen it. You've probably, been in the space of the spiritual ego. I'm gonna be honest, I have. You know what I mean? I had to get out of that. My spirits, they snatched my ass out of that very quickly. It didn't last long. But within that, there is also a sense of having a spiritual ego, that kind of same, dynamic when it comes to Santa Muerte devotion. I've noticed that there are those that once they are walking the path, being a devotee of Santa Muerte, they're like, I'm better than you because I'm a Santa Muerte devotee. Don't fuck with me because I'm a Santa Muerte devotee. If you do this to me, Santa Muerte is going to get you. If you do this to me, I'm going to send Santa Muerte to do this to you. I'm better than other people because they're not devotees. I'm better than this devotee because I'm doing this. I'm better than you, and da 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 da. And like a sense of superiority. They think they know it all. There's just no room to be teachable. They're not willing to learn. They're not willing to be humble. They're not willing to acknowledge any of their wrongdoings. That can get very dangerous very quickly, because the thing with Santa Muerte is she brings the energy of death. And what comes with the energy of death? Spiritual deaths, ego deaths. Now, I don't subscribe to the belief like, kill the ego, because if we didn't have an ego, we wouldn't be here, is my personal belief. If you don't believe that, that's totally fine. Whatever toots your horn, whatever floats your boat. But I don't believe that we need to kill the ego. But I do believe that our egos go through transformation and spiritual deaths as well. And those ego deaths with mommy are humbling. For those of y'all that know, they are very humbling, because as loving as mommy is, she will not hesitate to snatch our asses up, to peel our fucking edges off, to, you know what I mean, to like stuff, like, you know what I mean. She can be like that mother that will fucking throw the fucking chancla at you, or, you know what I mean. She can have that energy. She can be very fuck around and find out, and you don't want to fuck around and find out. Sometimes though, we can be stubborn as her children, and we do fuck around and find out. But it's important to check yourself, to really check in and tune in and ask yourself, why is it that you think you're better than everybody? Why do you entertain this thought? You know what I mean? There's also that belief like, oh, I'm chosen. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the main character. Honestly, sometimes that chosen one and main character dynamic, I don't know what to call it, but that belief can be harmful, because you disconnect yourself from other people. And Santa Muerte devotion is built on community. Yes, there are the ones that, don't understand what community means. Some people don't have a community. Some people are very solo in their practice, and that's fine. But if you look at, like I said, the culture and the origins of where Santa Muerte is from, community is a very big part of devotion, of this devotion. Even though it was, for a time it was hidden, but like I said, if you look at the culture and the history, it was very community based. And I feel that that is something that is missing in this space nowadays. It's a very, a lot of people are very divisive. They're like, I'm better than you, I'm above you, and because I do it this way and you do it that way, and no, no, no. And I've learned myself over the years that I had to check myself, because it's easy to play into that mindset of like, I'm chosen, I'm special, and I don't relate to anybody. Everyone is beneath me, everyone is below me. But mommy will really pull that out of you to the light and tell you to face that shit. She will tell you to face that shit. And as well, it's not our place to correct that behavior when we're seeing it in other devotees. Now, there's a time and a place for everything, but it's not our place to correct. It's kind of like I said, it's a fuck around and find out. We are not each other's mothers. I'm not your mom, you're not my mom. I can't tell you what to do, you surely can't tell me what to do. So we can, say, hey, that's not wise. Let's err on the side of caution. But ultimately, people are going to do what they want. And ultimately, like I said, people are going to fuck around and find out, and let mommy be the one to dish out that. Let her be the one to balance the scales, because if we know anything about mommy, she balances the scales. It may not be right now, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be a week from now, but it will happen. So that's just, just a little reminder. You know what I mean? Something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay? Okay.